Talk to me about the role of trauma when it comes to hugging. Your personal thoughts on that.
This moment I have been blessed. I live only. Okay, see, you said moment, and then immediately that song just.
There is no stopping you.
It's
It
so
just comes
sad.
out of you.
God did not give me the gift of song or voice, but I just
Yes.
keep on doing it
Yes, you do. You do. Yes, right. Nothing stops you. You have
because
no
it's
break.
fun.
Okay, go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
it's a fun Friday.
There it
The
is.
role, talking about trauma, it's a fun Friday. So, no, it's true. Like, and it can be very nuanced. Again, that's one of my favorite words. So much nuance as human beings in this experience we call the human experience, because it doesn't mean you've had necessarily like a certain type of physical, sexual, emotional, mental type of trauma or abuse. Like, it doesn't even mean that necessarily. It could mean all those things, like trigger warning. But at the same time, it could just mean maybe, like, I've recently tied a few things back to when I was a lot younger, like playing around roughhousing with my cousins. And I was like, oh, yeah, I was held down quite a bit when we were wrestling.
Wow.
And I was, in my mind, I was like, oh, yeah. And then they like tied me up and like tickled me and did all these things to me, and I couldn't move, like. And I hadn't thought about that in years. And I'm like, well, no wonder I kind of like get a little antsy
Yeah.
sometimes if
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I can't have like an arm out or an option, or I'm like trapped. So even just a little example of something that
Mm-hmm.
could seemingly be fun, but it's like, actually anything that makes you feel out of control where you don't have an option, like you can get out. So that's why I go back to even small children as we're raising them up, and they should always have an option out, right? Because they're the least protected, right? They're the most vulnerable. They're not like us adults running around where we can just leave the scene and hop in the car and drive away or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. They
Yeah.
can't always do that, or they feel like they can't just walk away or run away. So it is important that they have some kind of freedom and choice, and they know they're an individual even as like a little kid. So I've been raising my son that way. It's like, you matter. I love you, but you have to love yourself. And teaching him how to love himself is really important, and making sure he can see that in me too.
Yeah.
But it's true. Even something that simple doesn't even mean like, oh, this person like that was a predator like hugged me and now I'm it doesn't even have to be that direct. It could be something so buried down. And that was something I thought of recently that I hadn't thought of probably since it occurred when I was like really young. Isn't that weird?
You know, you tied back to that moment in time in those different instances. Hopefully today somebody will be able to do the same and recognize that it had an effect on them to the point that it's affecting them, or at least they're having a memory of it now. You talked about a number of different things here about your life, hugging, where you grew up, number of things. What's your advice then to the ladies, to the moms? I know you said a number of things, but give us a tip for the day before we head out. What would be your advice to them?
My tip is very reflective of a lot of things I've learned and just kind of upgraded myself and just pushing forward is love yourself, value yourself. I don't care how anybody else is treating you. Just put that aside. And if you're a mother, especially, of course, you have an example and you have children or a child that is learning from you. And if you don't, there are other young kids and other people watching you and learning from you. Not to put all this extra pressure on you, because you should do it for you, but it's like we should do it for us. So it's like that inward self-love and like value ourselves. Like, you're better than this. Like, you don't have to be treated like this, or if you don't want to feel that way, if someone's hugging you this way or trying to make you feel like you can't do XYZ or talking down to you, whatever it is, right? Whether it's hugging or the spoken word or just an energy that you don't feel comfortable with and you can't put your finger on it, that's your intuition. And I've learned and just kind of upgraded my intuition recently, everything I've been going through, and it's like, oh, my intuition is spot on again. It's doing so much better, and it was so cloudy and dark for a while, and you have to like clean it off, just like you're cleaning your car and you're cleaning your house, and you have to learn and just resurface all that self-love again, so that you won't even have to think through all these steps like this, because you'll know, because you love yourself, you value yourself, your intuition's spot on, and you can teach your kids that. And if you don't have kids, you can help teach other people that, and just be a great human. How about that?
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay.